sometimes out of the blue, someone might just pass away while you're in the middle of doing research. You have to drop everything. You have to leave. It has to just stop right there. You can't keep going interviewing people.
Right, so what you're talking about there is the researcher needs to learn about...
To be aware that these things could happen at any time.
Okay.
To be prepared and to know what you need to do.
What do they need to do when that happens?
You as a researcher need to know that, when these things happen, then how are you going to be flexible? You can think about flexibility too. But you as a researcher, you're in a community, somebody, a member passes away and the whole community stops and goes to sorry business, then you have to leave it there. Come back and pick it up at a later date, maybe a week later.
Okay.
A week or two later, they will tell you.
All right.
You keep them a week to do their business, then you contact that community again, and then you pick up where you left off.
So what you're talking about there too is the protocols.
Yeah, cultural protocols that you need to be aware of, that you need to respect. That in some cultural protocols you're not allowed to go to certain areas of the community because that's area for ceremonies and old people and cultural business.
Now, are there any protocols around gender with researchers? Do they need to be aware of, for instance, can women work with men in the community, or should women only work with women, and vice versa for men researchers?
You can work with men, you can work with women, you can work with anybody.
Okay.
It's no avoidance for you, but you've got to be mindful there's avoidance between us in the community, between the people that are living there because of our family line relationships and everything else. We have avoidance between us, so you've got to be mindful of that too. Why? So you might be lining up someone to speak, to do research question or to ask those questions when you've got someone here already sitting with you and you see that person disappear. And you ask, where did so you've got to be, so ask about avoidance too, so that you get the people lined up in
It's really important then to learn about avoidance relationships so that the researcher knows who to approach, and also the researcher needs to know who they can talk to when other people, the right people are around, and when if they're not around the right people they can't approach them. Is that what you're saying?
And where they might say, I don't want to talk to you in the office, come talk to me at home, or let's sit down by the creek or something. So you've got to be flexible in that way to accommodate their requests.
Okay, yes, all right. Now, earlier you were talking about the consent process. I wonder if I can just ask you another couple of questions about that. Is it okay to sit down in a group, or is it better to sit down one-on-one with people?
No, it's good to sit in groups, but once again, you've got to be mindful of avoidance.
Okay.
So you're going to ask, who's in avoidance in this group? If there's no avoidance, then you can work as a group. There could be avoidance, and if there is, then you've got to work with the group how that can be accommodated. They'll tell you. Sometimes the person in avoidance could sit way near the door or within listening range or something, but they'll work with you on that. They'll guide you through that.
All right. Now,